everybody, welcome to another episode of Water is the New Gold. We're going to talk about water filters today, and I'm going to share 3 critical secrets with you that will protect your health and literally save your life. Now, if there's nothing else you take away from this presentation, the first point is vitally important. And that point that I want you to know is that no matter what water filter you have, it does not guarantee that the water coming out of it is safe to drink. Let me say that again. Regardless of what filter you have in your home, it is not guaranteed to produce safe drinking water. Now, the first thing you're going to say is you're going to hold up the box and you're going to talk about it has this certification, that certification. It's guaranteed to remove this much metal and it's been done at the highest standards. Well, I'm here to tell you I'm not arguing with that, but what they're not telling you on the box is that this product is guaranteed to produce safe drinking water. Now, if that doesn't bother you, you must be asleep, because I personally think when we go to the store and buy a water filter, we're assuming we can plug it in and it's going to make safe drinking water. It's not the case. When you think about it, would you purchase baby formula if it wasn't safe to drink? On baby formula, you have the FDA and USDA and God knows what other regulations to make sure that that food is safe. But on water filters, there is no such regulation. Now, we see this NSF certification, and they promise to verify whatever this filter will perform, and they do it at the highest standards under EPA certified procedures. I have no problem with that. But you have to understand the way certifications on water filters work. And to me, this is not just unethical and immoral. To me, it's borderline criminal. But the certifications, first off, they're paid for. This NSF is not a national anything. It's a paid-for organization. So if you were to make a water filter and you wanted to say, hey, this will take out 25% of the crap that comes into it, you could pay them and they would do a very scientifically sound study so that you could say your filter removes 25% of contaminants. It wouldn't be a good filter, but you could get that certification on the box. So again, to reiterate, it is very important considering that in 2022, 65 million Americans drank poison water, and 1,000 municipalities failed to meet the Safe Drinking Water Act. Now, these folks that are certifying water filters, it seems to me they should be held to a higher standard. So I can hear you right now. Tom, I have all these certifications on the box, and you're a water expert, but what you're saying doesn't seem right. How could we have all these filters on the market if they didn't guarantee safe water? And if it was just me saying this, I can understand your skepticism. But at the end of this presentation, I'm going to offer you a blog post that has some documentation and facts and figures on it that I think will be helpful for you to look at. But in that list of documents, there's a document called In Their Words. And it's one thing for me to tell you that your filter doesn't produce safe water, but it's another thing for the executives of those companies that make that water and certify that filter to say, no, we don't guarantee safe drinking water. But to a man, over and over, you'll see in my documentation that that's indeed what these executives have told me. I had to push the question because when you ask them, they want to, well, we have this certification and blah, blah, blah. And, I kept pushing and saying, that's not what I'm asking. I asked, does your product promise to deliver safe drinking water as described by the Safe Drinking Water Act? Every one of those executives, every one of those filter manufacturers answered me the same way. no, we do not guarantee safe drinking water. And again, if this doesn't alarm you, I think you must be asleep or you must be numb, because for me, if I'm drinking something, I have a product that's processing water, I want it to be safe. Now, this opens up a lot of ramifications. In my quest, my overall goal is to bring you safe drinking water, to make water safer for the public. And to do that, we have to raise standards. Right now, we have Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and the administration talking a lot about making food safer for us. And I think that's a great idea, but they're not really talking about water. When we hear these discussions about water, it's usually about conservation and battling climate change, but we don't hear a lot about the quality of water that comes into the home. And again, even with regulation that we have right now, 1,000 municipalities produced poison water last year. So we have to do something about that. So my goal here in educating you is hopefully to build a team, and you'll join with me, sending me emails and communications or whatever it is. But my belief is that the entire drinking water filter industry is, again, unethical, immoral, and in my line, borderline criminal. But I think it's egregious for you to allow somebody to buy a filter thinking that they're going to get safe drinking water, and they don't. My belief is that a product, if it's saying that I reduce metals, I reduce contaminants, or this filter improves smell and taste, there's nothing wrong with that. There is a place for that type of a filter. But this, I guess, secret by omission, not saying anything about safe drinking water, it allows the public to assume that they have a safe filter. And we got to change this, and we got to change it immediately. And it's going to take an outcry. It's going to take government resolution, but we really need to bring higher standards to drinking water filters. So this brings me to the third and most delicate part of my presentation. And this is a little difficult for me, but as you read it and watch the video, I hope that you see it's heartfelt. Now, I've illustrated pretty clearly that there are no filters that will promise safe drinking water. As it turns out, I have invented such technology, and I have a filtration system. It's called the VFS technology, and it guarantees to produce safe drinking water. In my prototype, and I have a video in my materials that you can click on from my blog post, but in the materials, I took my prototype and I put the feed hose into a dirty, nasty, stinky retention pond. And I processed that water, and I had a third-party EPA-certified lab collect the processed water. They sent it for testing. Not only did it make safe drinking water by the Safe Drinking Water Act, but it produced water that was cleaner than every municipality in the United States. Now, I'm not here to pimp my product or to sell you on my technology because, frankly, it's still in the development stage. I'm looking for investors. I'm looking for partners, maybe even for a company that says, hey, we are doing things wrong. Let's start doing things right. And it may be that 3 months down the line, everybody is doing this, and there's a better mousetrap than the one I have. But the real issue is that I want to bring you safe drinking water. So I hope that you will subscribe to my channel. I'll try to do more informative videos for you. I have a lot of material on my blog, on my website at wateristhenewgold.com. I hope you subscribe there, and I hope you subscribe here. I'd love to hear your questions, your concerns, your observations. Tell me what's going on in your water world.